The codes of etiquette and good manners have been evolving for thousands of years. It's regarded as one of the traits of a civilized society. This may be so, but when you look at the rule books of Victorian etiquette, it's like good manners gone mad. Some of the rules are silly and others are weird. But first, do you know what isn't weird? Hitting that red button. So hit it, and ring that little bell near the button. That way you will always know when we put out new videos. Clean teeth. A gentleman was not allowed to enter the presence of a lady in the dancing room if his breath or clothing smelled like strong alcohol or tobacco. I don't think that the people of yesterday would have cared too much for modern-day clubbing. Party ends when guest of honor leaves. Guests were expected to remain at a party until the guest of honor left. Leaving prior to the guest of honor's exit was unheard of. Once the guest of honor left, people were supposed to take a hint that it was time to go. People nowadays have no concept of this. They arrive when they feel like it and leave when they feel like it. Sexism ran rampant. A lady was not to visit a gentleman unless he was a confirmed and valid. I can see aggressive, present-day females really struggling with this one. You shouldn't linger. One was not supposed to walk around the room, examining pictures or the overall decor of the room while waiting for the hostess. This was considered rude. Filler words were rude. A person was not allowed to say you see or you know when telling a story. I'm sure like would have been a no-no, too. What would people of today do without overusing words? A handshake meant more then than now. When men shook hands, a firm handshake with the whole hand was appropriate. A man was viewed as a snob if he used a lifeless hand or merely 3 fingers. Also, the right hand was always to be used unless the right hand was somehow injured, then the left hand was acceptable. But one must apologize and say excuse my left hand. A firm, warm, and cordial handshake for 2 to 3 seconds was respectful, but holding someone's hand for too long was a breach of etiquette, just as holding someone's hand too tight or shaking over vigorously would be. Gossip was rude. A person was not allowed to pry into the private affairs of others. Questions about how much money a person did or did not make, or asking why a woman never got married or whether or not someone had a boyfriend or girlfriend were considered off-limit topics. As nosy as people are today, this would be a stretch. Body types dictated soulmates. People who had red hair and a flushed complexion were considered to have an excitable and hot-tempered personality, so they were encouraged to marry someone with a different temperament, such as someone with jet black or brown hair. Someone with a thin, long face was encouraged to marry someone with a round face. A woman with the features of her father was told that she should marry a man with the characteristics of his mother. A hyper and talkative person was encouraged to marry a shy and calm person. And people were told to never marry someone with the same eye color as they have. Laughing was rude. Laughing loudly, by either men or women, was considered inappropriate and rude anywhere. I don't see this one going over too well with modern people. Whispering and pointing was also deemed rude. I don't see this one going over well, either. Women were told to shut up. In Victorian times, women were not allowed to speak in a loud, coarse voice. It was considered rude and unladylike. Could you imagine telling women now that they aren't allowed to yell? Well, those days are gone now, and we often wonder how people survived them. So how did these rules seem to you? Does any of them make sense to you nowadays? Would you want any of them reinstated? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up.